I've seen a very startling trend of ecumenicalism cropping up in some other YouTube channels that I have been watching, Ruslan and Inspiring Philosophy being two of them. And this is a very dangerous trend. Unfortunately, Catholics and Christians have drastically different gospels. The good news of Christianity is that Jesus Christ came and died on the cross so that we can be saved from our sins simply by putting our faith in him and him alone. His grace, his merit is sufficient for our salvation. We need no one else's merit to be applied to us. In the Catholic Church, it is a very convoluted system of grace. It's one where you can lose your salvation, gain it back, lose it again, gain it back, and you can never be certain of your salvation. On top of that, their priests have the ability to apply merit that was achieved by other people, Mary being the chief among them, as well as all of the saints. So Mary and the saints have achieved a certain amount of merit in excess of what they needed to be saved, and so they get it deposited in the treasury of merit, and then the Catholic Church has the keys to that treasury, and they're allowed to apply it to you so that you can get enough grace to avoid purgatory and to ultimately be saved. So in the Catholic gospel, Jesus Christ's sacrifice on the cross and his resurrection are not sufficient for our salvation. Now, one of the things that I found in my research on Catholicism as I was reading through the Council of Trent, I looked at their teaching on purgatory, and I'm not even going to get into the actual teaching on purgatory, but there was a very interesting portion of the paragraph. So on the Council of Trent, session 25, and it's concerning purgatory, and it's the first decree, and in the middle of the paragraph it says, "But let the more difficult and subtle questions, and which tend not to edification, and from which for the most part there is no increase of piety, be excluded from popular discourses before the uneducated multitude. In like manner, such things as are uncertain, or which labor under an appearance of error, let them not allow to be made public and treated of." What this is saying is that the Catholic Church is telling their priests, bishops, cardinals, the entire church is set up and designed to make sure that you are essentially lied to about what the church teaches. What this means and what it looks like here in the United States is that a lot of the more traditional Catholic beliefs, the veneration or what I would call worship of Mary, is lessened. The teachings on purgatory especially are lessened because we wouldn't be able to We in the United States would not accept the real teachings on purgatory because they're so completely different from Christianity. And so what the Catholic Church does in this instance on purgatory, but I believe in a multitude of other things, this has permeated the entire faith of Catholicism, where the priests and the Pope and the cardinals and the bishops all lie to you to get you to think that they are actual Christians, when in reality they are horribly evil and corrupt and are leading people to damnation. Now, that's not to say that there aren't people that are saved in Catholicism. They do use the Bible as their text, and so there's a lot of people that may have found the true gospel within the Bible in that church, but the church's teachings, the leaders of that church, the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis, some of them might not know this, but the ones that are higher up do, and they lie to you, and they will try to keep you from finding the truth of the gospel. And that is, it's sick and it's twisted, and we have to point that out, and we have to be very, very clear. Catholics have a different gospel.